Well, hello, everybody. I'm Ernesto, pastor of Flint City Church. I'm sitting here with
Wes, pastor of the Rock Church.
And this is the Encore. This is our monthly, every other week Bible
time.
And as we get into it, listen, I got an email. I got a text the other day from someone like, "Is the Encore over?" It's the holidays, people. It's the holidays.
Turn down.
It's the holiday season. Da beep bop ba dee bop. So listen, Thanksgiving, yo. Thanksgiving,
we got a big Christmas effort coming up. So this
massive going to Dordt Federal Building.
Manage people's expectations now
so
for
listen,
the Encore.
We're gonna have this episode and then be off rest of the year.
Yeah,
we'll be back in January.
That's right.
Doing 2 a month, right?
Yeah.
So listen, it's just
there's one already recorded for it.
Yeah,
it'll come out.
So listen, so it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Everything will be fine.
Listen, get your hot chocolate, sit down, look at the window as the sinking frost around the edges, and be grateful you don't live outside. That's all I can say.
That's right. I begin with this today for those at home, and you here today, Pastor Ernesto, a Christmas-themed Bible quiz.
Okay.
You're welcome to participate back. These are on the fly. These have not been prepared in any way other than you sat down here a few minutes ago and I said, let's do a Christmas one. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I'd probably be more efficient if we did prepare, but here's the deal. Hold on. You're too smart. That's the problem.
No, listen. You say this and give me the just ask a question.
How many days had passed before the circumcision of Jesus?
You're so stupid. Like literally, this morning I read Luke 1 all the way to 2, but I stopped right before that passage.
Oh, well, we're in 2.
I stopped right before verse 38. I stopped whatever it was.
I didn't know that.
Damn, okay, hold on.
This comes from Luke 2.
I understand. I saw it's coming up. I don't need that stuff. And I didn't read it.
And when this many days had passed before his circumcision, his name was then called Jesus, the name given by the angel.
I stopped a verse before that in my reading this morning. How many days?
I suppose the correct question would be how many days had passed before.
Okay, I understand. I believe this is a common Jewish custom.
I think so.
Suck. Okay. I'm going to say 8.
That's right. That's correct.
Okay, on. I get one. I get one back.
Go ahead.
Close your Bible.
Okay.
In Luke chapter 1.
Oh, man.
And verse 26.
Okay.
We are told in which month did the angel Gabriel come to Mary? You want to go numbers? Let's go numbers. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Get nuts? Come on. What? Say it again.
In what month? It says in blank month, the angel Gabriel.
This is a name? This is not a number?
It's a number.
It's a number.
So it's 1 through 12. See, I mean, it's a possible choice answer. It's gettable.
I'm a complete blank. Say it again. Say the phrase. Maybe it'll come.
In the blank month, the angel Gabriel was sent to a virgin betrothed to a man.
First.
6th.
Okay. I gotta check it.
Dude, Luke 1:26. Check it. Check the math.
Okay. Luke 1:26. Now in the 6th month. Okay, here we go. Okay. Stand by. You'll get that.
You don't even know. You don't even know, dude. You ask me crazy questions.
Okay. You got to fill in 3 words.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to read a verse, and you got to fill in 3 words. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of blank in the days of blank the king, blank from the east arrived in Jerusalem.
Okay. Let's go one at a time. Let's read it again.
Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of
Judea.
Correct. In the days of blank the king.
Herod the king.
Correct. Blank from the east arrived.
New American Standard?
I'll give you either. I'll give you it's New American Standard, but I'll.
Hold on. The word they're going to use. Wise men. Magi.
Yes, Magi and wise. Yep.
That's 3 for 3,
That's
baby.
real good. That's really good. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Close your Bible.
Talking about the Christmas Prince right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Luke is a historian. So he always gives you context for what's going on. Again, back to Luke 1:26, he gives you the context of what's going on. It's the 6th month, but I'll make sure I'm correct on the right word he uses here. Oh, it's earlier. It's that's Luke 2. I'm in Luke 2. That was later on I was reading. Okay. Oh, okay, here it is. This is from Luke 2. The census that brought Joseph to Bethlehem.
Okay.
Who was the governor of Syria when they were brought in? Luke tells you, dude.
It's one of those things you think you know, and then you
hear the story read every year. It's always like, it's like, now it happened in those days, a decree went forth from Caesar Augustus for a census to be taken of all the inhabited earth. This was the first census taken while blank was governor of Syria.
Quirinius.
Yes!
Come on!
Wow!
Come on!
That's a great pull, dude.
I'm sweaty. I can feel my body temperature. Okay, I think that's good.
That's good. 7 minutes in.
I think that's good.
That was good. It was great, dude.
I'm a little
you
happy.
got there, bro.
I wasn't going to be able to do the episode if I couldn't get anything right.
Okay. So it's the holiday season.
It is.
So we're going to talk about Christmas.
Yeah.
And here's what we're not doing. Okay.
Yeah, tell them what
some
we're
of
not
you
doing.
guys,
I don't want to do
some
this.
of you guys watching, I'm not even being mean to some of you people that are watching this, but some.
Who do you mean, you people?
You people, you white folk.
Who exactly are you referring to, you people?
Oh my gosh. Listen.
Oh, man.
When I say you people, I'm referring to Christians with a little too much time on their hands. But
I know.
So listen,
Always got an axe to grind. Always got to rain on the parade. Now say
find an issue, and they make that small issue a central issue. One of those issues is Christmas, Halloween, the holidays, and they, in their mind,
even Easter, if you want to throw that in there.
In their mind, this is a major debatable topic that people will break fellowship over.
Say more, though, because some people don't know.
People say Christmas trees, pagan. December 25th, pagan.
Yeah.
Stinking, all the trappings of American Christmas come from...
As well as Easter. And
they come from paganism, and a true Christian shouldn't...
even acknowledge it. Shouldn't
be
celebrate it, be a part of it. Yeah. And there is truth in some of those things.
We should be Jehovah's Witnesses, man. No birthdays, no presents, because those kids love their families.
I'm not commenting.
Mom, why don't you love us? Shut up, kid.
You're on fire today, too. You came to cause some trouble. It was just going to be a nice Christmas episode.
Eat your oatmeal. Shut up. No, listen.
I'm not doing it. I'm not endorsing this. Okay, if you're mad, email him. I don't want to be a part of this.
I'm being ridiculous, okay? But listen.
No, they want to grind axe. There are pagan attachments to some of the things. Yeah, there are. They're not all wrong, but like people want to make this that you just can't make it about Christ. You don't want to make the Easter about the resurrection. So, did you know? It's a bunch of did you knows, and then you got to unravel everything.
The fact. So, here's our assumption starting off. Okay, assumption number one: the early church did celebrate the birth of Christ.
Okay,
not the same day we do, but to them it was an event worth commemorating. Because when you read the scriptures in Luke, I mean, angels in heaven
That's
celebrated the coming of
That's
Jesus
right.
Christ.
I can get with that every day.
I'm saying.
And I understand they're not on the Gregorian calendar, and his birthday's not really December 25th. We know that. We know
it.
We know.
Okay, so we're not here to blow up. If you have a tree in your house, if you give your kids Christmas presents, we're not here to beat you up. That's not the issue we're facing today.
Nope.
That is a conversation we might have someday. In a actual nice way, not in me, I'm a jerk kind of way.
Too late for today, but someday we'll do that. Yeah.
Today I've already been a butt-faced sandwich. But we're not doing that. So our assumptions are, one, we assume that the early church did celebrate the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
Two, we know December 25th is not that date. Three,
there are pagan or attachments to things.
And those things are not central in our thinking.
No. And so, yeah, okay, acknowledgement, but we're not going to do all that today.
Right.
And a lot of times when people have really grabbed onto those kind of things, you can't have a conversation anyway. They're not going to move at all. So, okay, I don't want to fight with you about it.
You don't have to sell it. You don't have to do any of these things.
Okay. You don't have to. Yeah, you're not obligated to celebrate Christmas.
No. I mean,
you're not obligated to say Merry Christmas, matter of fact. Some people can get mad about that. You're not. Like,
Paul
so, okay,
say
fine.
to some people, one day is holy, to another person, all days are holy.
Yeah.
So listen, I personally like taking a day of the year to just remember the birth of Christ. And
I do too.
So what we're talking about right now, what we're talking about is that this holiday, the Christmas holiday, so we give you our assumptions. That's we're not doing. And now what are we actually doing? Yep. What we're going to do, what we are going to talk about right now, is as a follower of Jesus Christ, we want this season to exalt Jesus.
Yeah, and we're talking to people that also probably think like that.
Yeah, that you love Jesus Christ. You want to honor him in your celebration. You want to honor Jesus in your family, in your traditions you might be building for you and your family.
Right.
We're talking a little bit about some of the trappings of Christmas that might diminish our exaltation of Christ.
That's a perfect way to say it.
So this is not saying don't. It's just a warning that some things that seep into the holiday, some values seep into the holiday, are values we need to resist as followers of Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And we'll start with the big daddy, and that's materialism.
Materialism, gift buying, yeah, all that.
It's a personal question you don't have to answer.
All right.
How much money do you drop on gifts at Christmas time?
I don't know.
Is it a lot? Is it a medium amount or is it a little amount?
I would say a medium amount.
Medium amount.
I would say that, yeah.
I have had big Christmases where
me too.
Where I got the kid like a bike.
Yep.
So it's a $200 purchase.
Something, yeah. I agreed. Same.
Yeah. But
I see what a lot is. Like, I know what a high amount is. I don't, and I'm not just saying that to like be the right example here. I would call it a medium amount. It tips higher than some years than others. I'm not embarrassed by it. Like, I'm not like, wow, you go wild on Christmas, you know.
I will say that people get more than I used to get when I was a kid.
Okay.
When I was a kid, my mom would get us there'll probably be 4 or 5 presents each of the tree. And
people or because you're just comparing your experience.
My experience. Yeah. I don't know what it's like for other people, but I mean, we get like a G.I. Joe. We might get a Hot Wheel car. Might get like something there'll be some candy in a stocking. So we get like little Twix or whatever. But it wasn't like my mom probably was spending because G.I. Joes back then were like $5. Hot Wheels were $1. She's probably spending on all of us kids $40 a piece, which probably is a lot back in the 80s.
I don't know.
But
also, again, I know. I mean, you grew up with a single mom, and she's working.
Dude, even in the hood, even the poor will be stupid when it comes to buying for Christmas.
Okay.
I mean, kids getting sneaking. I mean, you go to Flint right now. You'll go to a junky house and they'll have a PS5 in there. It's just the values are so broken. You know what I'm saying? There's just there's not a lot of wisdom on how to spend money. Kids get a lot nowadays. Like, my daughter will tell me what her friends get for Christmas, and it's wild. Some of the free events they do, they give the toys out to kids. They give kids a haul.
Okay.
The free events, those kids getting the presents at those events probably get more than my kids get.
Okay. I don't know anything about that, honestly.
I'll say this. a lot of parents feel if they don't buy their kids enough, they're a bad parent.
This is what we need to talk about.
People feel if I don't buy everyone in my life something, I'm not a good relative. If I don't buy my brother and my sister and my cousin and my aunt, well, my aunt's going to buy me. So if I don't buy her something,
This is probably a good conversation.
And so what happens is we spend a lot of money on gifts. I mean, retailers, they're counting on this season to be the biggest. Black Friday, I don't know about you, but I looked at some of the sales. Did you go online, look at Best Buy or Amazon?
I did not, but I was walking through a Walmart for another reason and saw a TV that turned my head 3 times.
Did you walk out with it?
No, I'm still thinking about it, though.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, that's cheap. But so, no, I didn't search it, but it pulled at me a little bit. I haven't done anything about it, no.
Okay, so materialism, I guess the thing is, in America, we value stuff. We love stuff.
Yeah.
We love toys. We
Yeah.
love things. And Christmas, we love wrapping things up and giving gifts to our loved ones. Not a bad thing to want to say to someone, like, I love you, I care for you, here's a gift I'm going to give to you.
I got a quiz question for you.
What do you got?
Do you know why they call it Black Friday? I think I'm right on this.
Because it brings a business into the black.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Brings your bottom line. Wow, nailed it.
I
always thought it was because it was awful. Like, because it's like, oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's like look at all these people.
Like stock market, like Black Tuesday.
Yes, that's what I always thought it was. Okay, go on. Sorry.
So, talk to us a little about American materialism. You grew up in the suburbs, so you see it in this world more than different way than I see it.
I think I've seen a lot of it. I think I grew up with those kind of friends. I grew up. I did not grow up in a house that suffered great hardship, particularly when I was younger. I mean, I would say I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and in the 90s,
boom time, baby.
It was boom time, and my dad was a big part of that at that time, and I think we benefited, if you want to call it benefit. I don't know what you call it, but I think we reaped the prosperity of that time as kids at Christmas in particular. And I'm grateful for that. I don't, look, I wish you'd have done it different. I'm not going to, try to lecture my parents or something. But, so yeah, there are a few things that happen. Whether people admit it or not, I think they feel on some level a competition as parents and families as well as children. And so I remember being in school.
Big deal.
I wanted to have like a couple of the big things to say.
I got these new Jordans.
Yeah, exactly. That happened. Those literal examples are things that happen. And if you did not have that to say, now, and I just say this because it's just the reality of what I grew up. I had those things to say, but I was always relieved that I did because I saw kids that did not. And they're like, oh, I got this thing, or they wouldn't say anything at all, and you knew the answer. Oh, I got a new basketball. And you're like, man, that's it? Like, and I didn't feel bad. I just felt glad that it wasn't me at that time. Now I look back with a different lens, and I think, oh, my goodness, our culture and materialism has created this. And it was definitely how you experienced Christmas, how you could walk in front of your peer groups, or how you could be even an adult in a room and feel confident was based on your economic, I guess, status. Did you dump a truckload of gifts on your kids? And if you didn't, what's wrong? Do you not love your children? And if you got those gifts, you were able to walk taller in the school when we came back from Christmas break. I think all of that is really bad.
It's real dangerous to the soul.
I'm not pointing and blaming any person for it, but that is a really bad thing, and I think that very much still exists. Have you started your Christmas shopping yet? And so, like it's a thing that we're all doing. Like, it's just assumed that we go and do and spend like crazy, and it's just a natural thing. Like, there's no such thing in people's minds as an answer of no. Like, what do you mean?
I was talking. This mindset is so dangerous because a few things. One, we will go into debt to do this. We'll feel like even if I can't afford it, I will do it anyway.
Yeah.
And so I will spend credit card debt in December. And I'll deal with it next year. I'll use my taxes to pay it off.
That's right.
And that's not good stewardship.
Oh, no. And they believe that your kids are not getting a memory, or your family did not have a good year. You only have so many Christmases as a family. So it's worth mortgaging your house to do it, people think. And it's really bad.
It's not. Listen, here's some things we want to say about this. One, the wealth you've been given by the Lord, you are a steward over. Yeah. That's not your money.
Right.
That's not your money.
No.
God, if you have a good job, God has blessed you with that job.
Yeah.
If you've got a crap job, God has blessed you with that job.
Yeah.
If you have ability to earn income, God has given that to you. And the money that comes in your hands, you are a steward over, which means it is, God looks at the money, how you spend your money, and it tells him how much can I trust you. I mean, what does he say? He says, how can I trust you with the true riches if I can't trust you with the filthy mammon?
Yeah, right.
You know, like, and we're not here, like, you're probably waiting for the big, like, pitch, like, give money to the church. It's not what this is. This is a matter of...
Yeah, that's not what this is, yeah.
This pitch is not about getting stuff for Flint City or for The Rock.
No,
this is about you. Like, we as Americans are terrible with money. We're slaves to it. We're ruled by it. The commercials we see, like, listen, I went to Verizon or the AT-Mobile store to get a new phone. And they said, we're paying this phone off still. This phone doesn't belong to you yet. So I learned that next year, when I own the phone, I trade it in for a phone free of charge. But this, you got to pay a bunch of money to do that. And I'm like, I don't need a new phone. I can wait till I own this bad boy, trade it in zero, if I can get a new phone for $0. That's the way to go. So I walked out with no phone.
Yeah.
Now, part of me actually felt a little kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
Because as an American, I like the new thing.
Yeah.
I'm American, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I am.
Same. I'm not going to say I'm immune
Dude,
to that.
I'm American, dude.
I'm not immune to that at all.
I like my stinking leaf blower I got part of a cool set with all the same batteries, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I like my stuff, dude.
Yep.
I clean my stuff. I make it. I'm American. I'm not exempt from this.
Same.
But we're stewards, and also we can't find our joy in buying things.
So that's the thing at the heart of it. I mean, there's stewardship of money is one thing. You're right. Americans are very bad, but even Americans who are very good change during this time because they believe the value in the holiday, in the entire Christmas season, is based on what you give and get, what you buy and receive. And we're talking as parents with kids, but just individuals as well. Some people will say, "Oh, I bought myself this for Christmas." You're allowed to say that, but they feel like there's this is what has to happen, or I did not have the proper experience. I didn't go through the Christmas season and get out of it what I was supposed to, unless, and then it is based on some material item or experience. So I guess, all right. So what are we saying?
Okay, listen.
I think everybody knows that. I think a lot of people, whether they're saying it out loud or thinking it through, people acknowledge that.
When Christmas is over, do you judge the holiday by if you got the thing you wanted? If that's
okay, that's a good question.
If you judge the holiday,
yes.
But as an adult, it's happened.
I have.
Dude, listen, my wife.
Whoa, my seat.
Oh, listen, that's my nightmare right there. Flipping over the back.
Feet.
Okay. We Christmas with my wife's family, okay, and it's all sisters, dude. Angie and his sisters, and they buy each other all these little tiny trinkets. I got you a necklace. I got you this book, and dude, so like literally the sisters get more gifts than me and the kid. Like I'm the husband of one of the sisters. I'm getting like jack squat in that room, and that's not. I'm just saying like, it's like, oh, you're something, Ernesto. Shut up. Let's have our Christmas.
Got you a new wallet.
I was like,
thanks.
This is great. So I've had years where I'm like, I didn't get anything cool. Like, and I'm a grown stinking man. What? You ever had that thought before?
Of course. Like, I want to say no, but it's a lie.
It's a real thing. And listen,
I don't think I have the thing anymore. Like, hey, everybody, just so you know. But when something like, whether my dad gets me, my dad knows what to get me because we're outdoors, whatever. When I get something super cool, I'm like, wow, this has been a really good Christmas. I'm embarrassed to say that as a grown person. As I think a mature Christian, I think like, oh, this has been a really good Christmas because I got this expensive item,
Our Christmas is not made successful by what you get or don't get. And that's be true with you and with the family.
But how do you fix it? So we know, again, a solid believer knows that. You and I know that, but we just admitted we have fallen victim to this, and we might tomorrow. So how do you fix that expectation? Like, what do we do about that?
In my life personally, I used to, and it's so stupid. I used to get my mind fixated on something I wanted. I'm serious.
I'm laughing because I do the same thing. I'm trying not to do it right now. I got this thing for my rifle. I'm like, what if I could get that? So, I got to drop in hints. Like, the only thing I want, tell your family just to contribute $20 to this. Listen. Aaron, I don't want your parents getting me something of their own imagination. They need to contribute to this.
Okay.
It's so ridiculous, dude.
So I have, for a month or two before the holiday comes, I'm like, all I want for Christmas is this thing. And I build up in my, and I don't tell, it's just this weird seed slowly growing within me.
This is good to say, yeah.
And I'm like, if people really do love me, someone's gonna get this for me. Listen, it's awful. It used to be there. My poor wife, she knew. She's like, what is the thing this year?
What is it that I don't fail the marriage? Dude,
it was out there.
Merry Christmas, Angie. Merry Christmas. Listen. So what are you working on to fix that?
So that's not a part.
Because I need to know.
Listen, I just started. You know, listen, it's not fair how I did it. I left America. Honestly, I went to India and left.
So it happened by accident because that culture wasn't there.
There was no gifts. There was no trees. And it was one of the great Christmas of our lives.
Wow, cool.
And coming back, we didn't bring it back. Like Angie and I, we just don't. I get her a little something, she gives me a little something, and I'm like, listen, I'm not super spiritual guy, okay? And honestly, if I need something, I'll save up and buy it.
In August.
Yeah, I'm saying exactly. Like, I'm not waiting for.
I'm the same way, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
At Christmas time, people ask me sometimes, like both with my personal life and with the church, what do you need? And sometimes people, Emily will ask me that. Someone with resources will say, what does the church need? And I'm like, I don't know. Because I don't have a wish list for the church.
I agree. I don't have that either.
I don't have that for myself either anymore. I used to have
Same.
And I'm trying to just, I'm practicing contentment in a lot of ways.
That's real good.
I'm really grateful for what I have. And there's no need I have that's unmet.
I do this. Aaron and I have kind of figured that out too. I'm like, look, don't get me anything. Like, but it still is redirected toward the kids. You know, it's like buy them. You know, but so what are you saying? They don't want anything.
All is gift. Don't expect it. Don't need it.
All the time, though.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah.
And when the kids, I buy the kids. Me and Angie buy the kids one or two things. Like, they're not going to watch this. I'm buying my one kid clay beads for making necklaces. It's like $13.95. And I'm buying her some Prime.
Is she going to watch this episode before Christmas?
No, I won't let her watch this one.
Okay.
I'm buying her some Prime, like, juicy juices. Like, the kids like this Prime drink. You seen this drink?
Maybe. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's some YouTube guy, Jack Florence. I don't know what his name is, dude. He boxes people and he's stupid.
Okay.
You don't know this guy?
No. How would I know that?
Because you have kids, they watch YouTube and stuff.
Well, I'm not sitting there like, well, what are we doing today? Watching the guy with the juice drinks? Like, come on, let's turn it on and get some popcorn.
And the boy, I'm getting him 2 Spider-Man toys. Like, he's action figures. That's like, $29.99. Like, and like, sometimes my parents will spoil them a little more than I do. But
sure.
We don't, like, on Christmas Day, for us, there's not a lot of presents on the tree.
Okay.
We have pulled it away from
So you say you spend a low amount?
I
would say that.
I spend a low amount, and the main thing is not the amount. The main thing is that we don't make the presents the center of the day or the holiday.
Okay.
There's a lot of serving in my family, so we do a lot of things for people on the holidays. We take time on the day, whatever day we celebrate Christmas, because it comes on, how Sundays work with church and stuff.
Yeah.
We read the story together.
Yeah.
We do things to commemorate the Christ. We talk about it. We're grateful for it. We've just kind of slowly moved the holiday off. And listen, it's not radical, because I'm getting I've gotten the kids nice things before. I got them a bike one year.
Yeah.
The kid got a Nintendo Switch 4 years ago, whatever. So sometimes we get a nice thing on their birthday or on a Christmas, and it's a good reason to give them the thing you want to give them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not an expectation, and it's not a promise. Like, the kids don't think it's Christmas, I'm getting something awesome this year. No.
Yeah, and then people feel like you got to one up it every year. Last year, I wonder what's going to happen this year. And parents they try to meet that obligation. And that's
listen,
how you run.
You'll
crazy.
break your kid.
yeah, you'll break your kid and you'll break the bank because the older you get, the more expensive the big gift gets. And then all of a sudden there's a car in the garage with a ribbon on it. Like that's
no way.
You're sure that happens?
I'm saying,
but I'm saying that's what they have to. And
my kid wanted a PS5, and I said, "Well, save up and buy one." And he saved up and bought one.
I did too. Same thing just happened.
Like I'm like, it's $500. I don't got $500. Well, I do, but it ain't for that.
No, right.
I need some new brakes, baby. Not really, but whatever. So personally, expectations and contentment has helped push that down. Now, it's a battle because if I go to the mall, the advertising's good at making you want the thing again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They throw the hook and they.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to the mall. That's why I don't watch commercials because they're good.
I'm buying something. If certain stores, if I go in them, I'm buying. No, I knew. If I went in there, I already decided on the way in. I'm just telling myself a lie. I'm just going to look around. I already know.
What's your store? What store gets you the best?
It's the gun store.
Dude, you can't go in there. Well, you don't need to go to the gun store.
Absolutely not, but I do sometimes, and I know. I see what they got. I'll see what kind of holsters they're selling.
I don't go to the board game store. I don't.
If
I go to the board game store, I'm not walking out without a bag. I'm not walking out without a bag.
It never happens. I mean, it never happens. And I know it's not going to happen when I'm driving there, but I literally believe walking in that I'm just looking around. So, I mean, all right, we're getting off. But
materialism. Listen, there's 3 temptations, right? The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life.
Mm-hmm.
The lust of
I would say the eyes.
Lust of the eyes is the desire to have.
Yeah.
That's materialism.
Yes.
The desire to have things.
Yes.
Listen, this is a temptation of the devil to take your eyes off the prize. Don't let the devil win for Christmas.
Okay, so I think that though it's a constant battle, I've matured in my faith to win it for myself. Like I think my wife and I got this, I'm not going to say nailed, but under control for each other. But then when it comes to, I think we got to talk to parents a little bit. When it comes to your child, you feel like, well, I'm not getting anything because I'm going to sacrifice because this is what I want. It makes it special for them. And you've already talked to that a little bit within your own family context. But so now are we making people feel wrong? Like somebody gets their kid more than you get them.
No, listen. So we're not trying to make.
So now people are going to ask because people want rules, right? And it's not always about rules, but that's what people want. Well, show me the boundary line if I'm right with God or not, if I'm raising my kid right or wrong. So where's the line?
Listen, so you are free in Christ. Okay, that's we believe in that freedom in Christ.
Right.
But you want to be careful that your kids, you don't create in your children expectation of. If your children expect, if gifts go from blessing to expectation, it's a dangerous place to be.
Right. So I think the gift experience, if you want to celebrate that, which you don't even have to, but it's, we live in America, we know good and well what we do, and that's fine. That has to be an add-on. Some years it's bigger, some years it's smaller, but that wasn't if the Christmas experience, the whole season culminating in Christmas morning, is rises or falls on what and the amount of gifts they get, I do think we've done it wrong. I will say I think that's the line.
I think we failed our kids.
It doesn't matter if you spend $10 or $1,000. That's not the point. Because resources are all relative. You and I spending $100 might be more than somebody spending $2,000.
I understand.
Because it doesn't matter. So I'm not here to tell you if you bought your kid something super expensive by some standard that you were wrong. That's not the point. If they think they had a good Christmas or not based on what's under that tree, that's not great. That's not a great. I'm talking to Christians obviously here. Because it has to be about, I think, first the Lord. I think gratitude in our heart. We sit around the breakfast table and we pray to the Lord and we're grateful for what He's done in the year in our life and our family. We pray for people that have struggled and things. So we bring the Lord to the forefront. I'm not saying I got this all right either.
No.
We spend time among one another. That is great. That's always going to happen. We're always going to have breakfast together. We're always going to love one another. We're always going to read the Christmas story. The
Amen.
Kids look forward, and then I do just what I did. I give my kids a quiz, and I'm like, okay, we're going to go back. We do a quiz. They know, we have little traditions. I'm not going to go down my whole Christmas morning, but all of the things that make it special. for our family don't really cost anything other than some groceries for the breakfast.
Right.
Then we do that. We do the tree thing. Some years are more and less, and just depending on how we feel led to do it. I don't think we have it all nailed. I don't want to put myself out as some example, but I try to fight against this with that. And so ask yourself the question: is Christmas based on what's under the tree and what you spent on it? If the answer is yeah, for sure, man. If I don't raise this bar, if I don't meet the tearful present opening of last year, then this year's going to be less than last year. You might want to think about how we can change what's prioritized, maybe. Am I right about that, you think?
Dude, I'm there. I know we all watch YouTube movies of someone giving their kids a Walt Disney World trip they open, and people want the tear-filled Christmas morning.
Yeah.
That's not the tear-filled Christmas morning is not the measure of success as a family. It's not.
Right.
1 year we got a puppy. We did the puppy thing.
Wow.
It was not Christmas Day, it was the day before because the way the thing worked.
Yeah.
I'm never going to top that. A dog for Christmas.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. That 1 year, that's the family memory you hold up forever.
When I was a kid, 1 year my grandma bought us new red bikes, matching bikes from my brother. Never forgot that.
Yeah.
And they weren't even that nice of bikes. They weren't even Huffies, I don't think. They were off-brands. But those bikes, we ran them to the ground and we loved those red bikes. But you know what? It was. I remember much of the bikes. I remember my grandma's house. I remember my grandma and mom being there. I remember us eating together, having a big lunch. It's more than the gifts. It's got to be more than the gifts. And we've alluded to this a few times that Christ has to be part of this thing.
Yes.
Family at the center of it, gifts at the center of it, lights at the center of it, trees at the center of it. There's got to be some Jesus.
And I think, so we shepherd newer believers too. So, we've been Christians a long time. So someone out there might be watching. They've recently prioritized Christ or even come to faith at all in Jesus this year. So they've set a pattern for a long time of maybe the worldly understanding of what Christmas Day is. And now they don't want to do that. I don't want to put now you got to pull the rug. Because now
and wreck your kid's life.
Yeah, now you made Jesus the Christmas canceller in a way. It's this weird
right.
You don't have to do that. Add the Christmas story. Just do that. Hey, I just want to help people walk toward it.
That's
it's
really
okay
wise.
to walk toward it, and and as you mature in your faith and your family grows closer to the Lord, next year there might be something more. There might be something more of this and less of this. But you're allowed to walk toward it. Just pray to the Lord at breakfast or lunch or whatever your tradition is, where you didn't before. And thank God for salvation. Thank Christ. Thank the Lord for sending Jesus as Savior for our sake. If that's all you did and you never did anything before, that's a step. That's fine.
I know some families that have more resources that have taken their Christmas budget, take a percentage of Christmas
That's
budget,
good,
they give it away.
Yeah, that's good.
And the family talks about what to give it to, and they realize part of this celebration of Jesus is to love people Jesus loves.
Yes.
And so those are steps in that direction of wanting to re-center the holidays.
Yeah.
These are all good things
Yep.
because Christmas, as far as America goes, the advertisers need your money.
Yeah.
They're going to make you think if you don't do it their way, you're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Their way is not the way.
No, all ends up in the garbage can.
Dude, and listen, every one of us did it. How much trash we throw away if we bought our babies and our toddlers and our young kids? How much the piles of toys we waste is unreal.
And honestly, man, it feels as good or better throwing it all away when it becomes junk than it did getting it. Get this stuff out of my house. Sits in the corner, falls on the floor, it's under the bed, it's broken. It doesn't. Just realize things don't matter, man. And I know we know that, but we just get hypnotized, I think, and I do too. I get hypnotized, and I believe that this thing is not one of those things, and this is a different thing. This will last me my whole life. And okay, I think we maybe have stirred some thoughts. I don't know what we just did here, but
we just try to talk. Listen, we just try to just be an encouragement to you that materialism, the lust of the eyes, is a real temptation, and it's one that gets all of us. It's when we don't, and so Christmas time, it's definitely elevated as a society.
Major.
And just be careful of it.
Yep.
So we're going to take a little break.
Yep. Be back in January.
Be back in January, and if you don't know, we're going to say it in case in the past you won't care, but in the future you won't care. But December 23rd, we're going to be at the Dort Federal Building.
That's right.
That's what I call it because I know it's the Dort
I call
Financial.
it the IMA.
Yeah, dude, IMA Sports Arena. That was a dumb joke when I was a kid. I'm a sports arena. We were so stupid, dude. But the old IMA over on Lapeer Center, we're going to be having a massive citywide, countywide Christmas celebration.
Yep, noon.
And we have so many churches in the city are so excited about this. Flint City will be there. We're so excited. My kids are excited about it.
Mine are too.
It's great,
I was driving down the highway last night on 69, and my son was like, "Dad, is this a billboard that it comes on?" And they were staring, and then then they're looking back to see it. They just get pumped about it.
We were downtown by the bus station, MTA bus station, and we're doing our family photo downtown somewhere. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, cool.
You might get one.
That's what Christmas is all about. My family's the best.
No, it's a terrible picture. It's great. Right downtown, there's a big digital billboard right in front of the bus station.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's the red.
Oh,
and I was
cool.
like, oh, it's there. It's coming. So
man.
if you're not making plans to be there, make plans to come.
Bring someone.
Invite someone you know. Listen, it's not at a church building. It's at a neutral ground.
Yeah.
Invite maybe a family or friend, and maybe I hear Jesus for the first time, and who knows what God's going to do.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well, with that said, grace and peace, and God bless you.